Well, the nation pausing to remember those impacted by that monster storm Dorian, which ripped through the northern islands of Abaco and Grand Bahama, leaving 52 dead, more than 1,000 missing, and many more displaced. During the special service last evening, scores stood in unity to remember those who lost their lives and pray for the survivors. Jiminita Swain has more.
Bahamas Faith Ministries International was packed to capacity as scores turned out to attend the National Day of Prayer service Wednesday night. The service to remember those impacted by Hurricane Dorian that swept through the Bahamas more than 2 weeks ago, claiming 51 lives and leaving 1,300 people missing. Among those in attendance, the Governor General, senior government officials, and members of the clergy. The nation's chief prime minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, says the nation is gathered in grief but united in love and service. Describing the impact of Dorian as one of the most destructive storms on our region, he says it left a wound in the heart and soul of our country.
These words cannot begin to describe the suffering, the pain, and the grief of Abaconians, Grand Bahamians, and indeed Bahamians throughout our Commonwealth and those abroad. This is likely to be the greatest single loss of life ever in our history. The fresh well of tears will never go dry, nor empty, for a very long time or even a lifetime for some.
Prime Minister Minnis highlighted areas the nation should offer prayers for.
For the first responders and heroes at home and abroad, who, with courage and compassion, have shown countless acts of love and devotion. Let us pray for the spirit of unity and solidarity. Let us pray for wisdom and guidance. Let us also pray for peace during these difficult days.
Also bringing remarks during the service was Progressive Liberal Party leader and opposition leader Philip Brave Davis, who expressed thanks to the international community for its ongoing support.
Our country has suffered a great loss, and the continued assistance of our friends and neighbors is an imperative. The road ahead will be very hard. But together, we will rebuild our Bahamas.
While clergy from the Bahamas Christian Council offered prayers for grieving families, children, protection, the Haitian communities, as well as the people of Abaco and Grand Bahama, President of the Bahamas Christian Council, Bishop Delton Fernando, called for unity in this time of rebuilding.
There's an opportunity. We are now left with the Herculean task of rebuilding the northernmost islands of our country, and in doing so we must examine how we build in the areas that have been destroyed. Now is time that the best and the brightest of our nation must put away all that divides us and come together and rebuild our land.
Members of the clergy also offered prayers for the Prime Minister to give him strength at this time. But the Prime Minister was confident of one thing.
And we will, with God's help, together, as one Bahamas, move confidently forward, upward, onward into the future.
Jiminita Swain, ZNS Network News.